Yeah, I think obviously Vert's obviously a good player, he's an aggressive player. So I think the key thing is to obviously keep him quiet and to make sure that you set him up obviously for the other one. And I think yeah, initially it was for me just to keep him quiet up front, and yeah, I always knew that I had the one coming back.
Right here.
Like coming from the side.
Yeah, I think like I said just before the test match, it's a wonderful venue to be playing a cricket at. I think the crowd down here it's amazing. I think when we walked out there this afternoon, defending 208, there's just no better place to play. I think with the crowd cheering us on, that momentum carrying you, and yeah, bowling from the Kelvin Grove end, it's not unfamiliar, but it's a bit out of my territory because I love the other side of the Weinberg end. But yeah, I think there was a little bit of obviously pace from this end. Looked to be squatting a little bit, and I had to obviously use it to my advantage.
Joseph?
No, I never said anything to him. I think it was obviously in the spur of the moment. But yeah, I think I just tried to spur my boys on, and that's what we tend to focus on. And yeah, I think we knew that Vernon was a big wicket to get, and obviously getting him there right there and then, I just tried to motivate my boys.
A bit irritated by that.
No, I think you have to be open to those suggestions, but I'll have to give this one to Puppy. Yeah, I think just Aswin at the time was obviously getting quite far out of his crease. The wicket was obviously touching the slow side, and the ball was obviously a bit older as well. And yeah, I also felt that pushing him back, we could probably get all three dismissals back in play. And yeah, I think I've got to give this one to Puppy.
Great.
Yeah, I think day one was definitely a lot faster than we thought it was going to be. I walked out there on day one, and the spikes went straight in, and I said, I remember actually saying to Puffy, I think it's going to be a touch on the slow side because of the moisture in the wicket. But it surprised all of us. We're obviously a lot harder than what than what we thought it was obviously supposed to be. But I think it was a good cricketing wicket all in all.
Partnership together.
Yeah, I think you just have to remain calm. I think we had it in our arsenal to get those last 3 wickets obviously before they got in the runs. But I think just the team with a calm head obviously got up on top. And I just think like I said to Faf, coming out there after tea, I was a little bit on the stiff side, and I just had to bowl 2 or 3 overs to get myself going. And just before that last over I bowled, Faf was actually going to bowl more, and I said to him, listen, I'm actually warm now, so just give me one more, and luckily it paid off.
Carl?
I think when you look at the type of score that you defend, 208, someone has to make the play, and you can't wait for late on in the game because there might not be a late on in the game. And I knew that I had to bowl overs up front, and obviously had to to put us into a good position. And yeah, I think I just wanted to bowl and make a difference in the game.
Great.
Was that a bit of a plan there?
Yeah, I think it was probably 2.5 overs of away swingers and then one back at him. So I think it was definitely a plan to keep him quiet. And also to drag him across, and obviously to make sure that when you do bowl the other one, that he's obviously on the other side of the off stump or not.
How do you feel you went?
Yeah, there's obviously a bit of added pressure, when you bat at 7, but I think it's something that I enjoy doing. It's something that obviously in England that I've taken great pride in. Look, I've got 2 good balls in this game, and the quicker I put it behind me, the better. Yeah, I think it was a good wicket all in all. Like I said, I've got 2 good nuts. That's obviously a part of the game, and you've got to put it behind you, and you're obviously ready for the next 2 games.
Yeah, the last.
To side at the moment and enjoy it.
Geez, I tell you what, it gives all the bowlers some quicker heartbeat, because first of all they've got to check the front line, and then obviously DRS might just decide to go its own way. But look, I think all in all it's probably a fair thing. Both teams has the same review system, so yeah, it definitely gives us a bit of quicker heartbeat.
But you weren't worried about Virat?
Absolutely not. I knew from the get-go, I knew it was stone dead.
Vernon, those kinds of comments.
Yeah, I think first of all, I'd like people to be constructive and open and honest. Obviously with us as players. And look, I think there's 2 ways of taking it. There's one of you can take it personally and fade away, or you can take it on board and actually make a play and come back stronger. And I think that's definitely something that I did. I obviously took it a bit personally up front, but you're all obviously human at the end of the day. So you try and get over as quick as possible. Try and do the work behind the scenes, and come back stronger. I'll give him some of the MOM fee. Look, like I said, it's just a wonderful place to play cricket at. The wicket, I don't think it was an overly aggressive wicket. I think there were times where it actually really got flat, and I felt Vedas could get in and score runs. But I think the quality, and like Faf said, just the theatre and the atmosphere around the Islands was just amazing.